Tommy Archer was one of the best running backs his high school has ever seen, breaking every personal running back record, but he stood with no Division I offers as he was an undersized running back. Tommy Archer knew that he could play at the next level and wanted to do so, so he reached out to many teams as a preferred walk-on, and only one got back to him. Tommy Archer didn't care about just being on a good team, but he wanted a chance to go play, and the Toledo Rockets would offer him a second-string role and a chance to become the starter mid-season. All Tommy could do was just ball out in the offseason practices and hopefully get some eyes on him from the coach and outperform the running back one to get a chance to take that starting role in the future. Despite having a great offseason camp and being promised a second-string role, Tommy Archer would go into the first game against the Florida Gators as a special teamer and the third-string running back. As only a kick returner and a punt returner, Tommy Archer had the bare minimum in touches, so he had to make every single one of them count if he wanted any sort of role on the offense, and he would do so on the first time he's ever touched the ball as a Toledo Rocket, taking it past the 50-yard line in his first kick return. The Florida Gators started to pull away as they are already leading by 14. The only thing Tommy Archer could do is maybe break away a big touchdown, but the game started to get out of hand, and 21-0 started to turn into a blowout, and this is all we could do is try to make a miracle happen. With the Florida Gators beating us by over 30 points and our offense being held under 10, our coach gave us a chance in a position battle to take that second string role to get on the field a little bit more. After having a great offseason camp playing next to the first and second string running back, Tommy Archer knew that he had a good chance of taking the starting role as he would break out multiple big play touchdowns just like this all practice long, and he would go on to win the second string role and have a bigger impact in the next game. Although we won the second string role, our coach would inform us that we would still mainly be on special teams and we would perform as an injury backup running back, but in our second game, we would have a chance to work in against Missouri. Even though we're only going to get touches on special teams, we want to show our coach what we could do with the balls in our hand, and we are going to dominate again on the opening kickoff return, getting it past the 35-yard line. Tommy Archer would not touch the ball other than special teams despite being a second string player, and he would do everything he can to spark some offense, but once again, our offense is going to score under 10 points, and we're going to take our second loss of the season. Now, after Toledo fell to 0-2 and scoring under 10 points every single game, our coach would offer us a chance at the starting role, and we would have to perform really good in this practice. Going from a third string running back all the way to a first stringer in 2 weeks is a big deal for Tommy Archer as he is looking to dominate in this practice, and he is going to do so having multiple big plays just like he did in the last one. After having another great practice, Tommy Archer would go on to take the starting role, and he would have his first game ever as a starter playing a small FCS school, so he's looking to pop off. Heading into our first offensive drive as a starter, we're on a read option, and our quarterback is going to pull it all the way, and this is going to be our first touchdown score of the entire season, 3 games into the year. Our defense would get an early stop and give us great field position, and we were looking to score our first collegiate touchdown but get stopped on the 7-yard line, but that would later lead to us getting a huge cut block and scoring another touchdown in this game. Our coach would keep on calling counter attempts as that is our only rushing attack so far has been on counters, and on the third counter of the game, Tommy Archer's going to have his biggest run yet of the day. Our coach would call another counter. If it's not broke, definitely do not fix it, as Tommy Archer's going to have another big 15-yard run that would lead to his first ever touchdown on a toss on the goal line, and Tommy Archer is feeling himself. Tommy Archer and the rest of the starters got pulled out in the second half as we went on to win 45-0, and Tommy Archer would end with 11 carries for 68 yards. Definitely a mediocre first game, but looks to build on upon this. After having a solid game, Tommy Archer knows he could do better, and he would be able to do so in the next matchup as he takes on another MAC conference team in the Central Michigan Chippewas. In his second game as a starter, Tommy Archer's looking to start off way more hot in this game as he would do so on a big run to the outside off of a pitch from his quarterback, and he already has 27 yards on the board. Tommy Archer would struggle a little bit this game until the fourth quarter when he would have his biggest play yet as a college player as he would break a tackle at the 40-yard line, have multiple blockers in front of him, and he would go all the way to the end zone for a huge 56-yard touchdown. After Toledo started the season off 0-2 and Tommy Archer being implemented as the starting running back, we would turn this game around and be already 2-2 in the season as we have our best game yet with 163 yards and a touchdown. Heading into our next game against an undefeated Ball State team, we are looking to dominate early on as we already lead by 7, and Tommy Archer is going to juke out multiple defenders and take it all the way for a 90-yard plus touchdown, and we are feeling it already. Looking to continue to dominate here in our third drive of the game, Tommy Archer is going to juke out multiple defenders and look to get off to the races, but our speed is just not enough yet. But Tommy Archer is down holding his rib cage, and it looks like he is injured on the field. Tommy Archer would not play the rest of the game as we would go on to win. Tommy Archer still did finish with above 100 yards, but this rib injury looks serious. After the injury, Tommy Archer would miss a game, and and Toledo would end up losing, falling to 3-3, but we are looking to return back against the Navy team. Our coach would slowly work us in as we wouldn't touch the ball until the second drive, and we were looking like our old self, already breaking tackles and getting a 20-yard run. Trying to feed off the momentum of that 20-yard play, Tommy is going to catch a pitch from his quarterback and take it all the way, and it feels like he hasn't even missed a beat yet after the injury, and he already is on the board with another touchdown in the season. Toledo's entire team is playing amazing as our defense is holding a shutout as well, and Tommy's looking for his second touchdown of the game, and he will get it right here as we take a 21-point lead in the first half. Currently sitting with the 21-point lead right before the halftime break, our quarterback is going to chuck it up down the sideline, and we're going to score a touchdown, and we would go on to coast for an easy win against this Navy team, and Tommy would have his best game of the season with 152 yards and 2 total touchdowns. Looking to continue on the hot streak and start a winning streak back up, the Toledo Rockets are going to take on Bowling Green, another interstate rival, as we're going to dominate on the first play of the game for a 20-yard catch. Trying to get another big play after the big reception, we are trying to juke out multiple defenders, break a lot of tackles, and Tommy Archer thought he was off to the races, but we were going to get tackled down below, and Tommy's small size is starting to become a concern as he is injured once again. We would return back to the game in the late fourth quarter where we are only up by 3 points, and we need to get this offense going, and we would end up settling on this drive for a field goal to take a 6-point lead with only 3 minutes remaining in this game here. Bowling Green would later score a touchdown and take a 1-point lead with only 13 seconds remaining, and we need a miracle on the kick return team. Our coach put us back in our original position we played in the first 2 games of the year, and Tommy Archer is going to succeed as he breaks it to the outside. It looks like he is off to the races right here, but a couple defenders chasing him down, and he would end up around the 22-yard line, and we have a chance. Now our field goal unit is up and going for the win. And our kicker would miss it, and that would be our 4th loss of the season, and we need to turn this around quickly here. After taking a heartbreaking loss to Bowling Green, Tommy Archer and the Toledo offense know they have to put up more than 6 points, especially against a team like Eastern Michigan, who sit at 0-8. This feels like a must-win game as Tommy Archer is starting off hot. Tommy Archer would have multiple big plays this game where he would get the offense in great field position, but he gets subbed out in the red zone, and we are not touching the ball at all, as we would get another possession right here on the 3rd one, break it to the outside, and Tommy Archer, it looks like he has it all the way, but he would later get hawked down inside the 15. Finally playing with the lead right here, Tommy Archer is going to catch a ball in the passing game, juke out multiple defenders, break a tackle, and it looks like he's off to the races again, but he's going to get caught for the 3rd time this game. We definitely have to work on speed in practice. Trying to capitalize on the drive, our coach is finally giving us red zone touches, so we would take a halfback draw all the way in, and the Toledo offense now has a double possession lead, and we are looking to win this game. Eastern Michigan would make a small comeback, but late in the 4th quarter, Tommy Archer would score another touchdown to put the dagger in this game, and we would finally get back in the win column here. After defeating an 0-8 Eastern Michigan team, we would be turning around the switch, playing a huge Buffalo Bulls team who currently sit at the number 13 rank. This being our only 2nd ranked opponent of the season, our coach would throw us back on special teams so we could spark any type of offense to go, and we would get all the way to the 50-yard line, which would lead to us catching a big pass that would later get us inside the 20, and our quarterback would take a read option in for the first touchdown of the game, and we are sitting at 7-0. With our defense getting an early stop, we are looking to capitalize and take a 2-possession lead as Tommy Archer is starting off hot on this drive, taking a big play, and then later in the drive on a halfback draw, we would take our 2nd touchdown of the game, and Toledo would be sitting up 14-0. Now here in the 3rd quarter with an 18-point lead, Tommy Archer is going to juke out a defender and break it to the outside on a halfback base run, and it looks like we're going to get inside of the 20-yard line. Can we beat this defender? No, he'll tackle us at the 10. That big run would lead to another touchdown, and Toledo would end up blowing out the number 13 ranked team, and Tommy would have one of his best games of the season yet with 144 yards and a touchdown. Heading into our final regular season game of the year, we are going to be taking on the Akron Zips, where we want to leave the season off with a good taste in our mouths. In the final game of the season, we're going to be playing in a snowy blizzard as Tommy Archer is going to look to start off high as he breaks a run to the outside, and he's already in enemy territory. With the weather being terrible in this game, we're going to look to run the ball a lot, and on this triple read option, we're going to get all the blocks we need, and Tommy Archer is going to have a free lane to the end zone, and he's already starting off this game with an early touchdown here. Defense would end up getting a stop, and we are looking to put some more points on the board as Tommy Archer is not going down, and our offensive line is playing outstanding. We're going to have our 2nd breakaway touchdown of the game, and it's not even the end of the 1st quarter yet. It's crazy to think, but Tommy Archer's best game of the season is coming when the weather is the absolute worst, and he is running, and all the defenders are falling all over the place. After a broken tackle, we're going to have our 3rd breakaway touchdown of the game, and it seems like every single time they hand the ball off, it's going to be a touchdown when Tommy Archer touches the ball. Now with the 28-point lead, and we have the ball right before the halftime marker, we're going to look to score once again, and we're going to get all the way inside the 5-yard line, but this time we get chased down, and we are going to later score this touchdown. Tommy Archer and the Toledo starters would get pulled from the second half, and we would have our best game of the season yet, having 367 yards and 3 total touchdowns, with 77 being in the air. Tommy Archer would finish the season with over 1,000 yards and 10-plus total touchdowns, but next year he's looking to make a huge push and establish himself as one of the best running backs in college football. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to hit that like and hit that subscribe, as we have way more RTGs coming through.